Do you think flowers can fix my life? You're nothing but a smelling fool, a dirty gardener. Hey guys, today I'm going to be telling you an interesting African story. So sit back and enjoy. But before I start, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notification, and share this video with your friends and family. There was a young man named Samuel who worked as a gardener for a very rich family. Their mansion was grand, with many workers, cook, and a lovely garden. Samuel loved taking care of the garden. He planted colorful flowers and made it a beautiful place. He had taken over the job from his father, who had worked as the family's gardener for many years. The family had a daughter named Michelle. She was smart, beautiful, and full of life. Samuel secretly loved her. Whenever she walked in the garden, reading her books or admiring the flowers, Samuel would watch her from afar. But he always thought she was too perfect. She would never love someone like me. Michelle went to a boarding school where she had a boyfriend named Joe. Joe didn't really care about her. He was only with her because she was beautiful. One day, a new girl joined the school, and Joe started ignoring Michelle and paying attention to the new girl. Michelle didn't think much of it at first, but soon after, her life took a turn. She started feeling very sick, throwing up in the mornings and feeling weak. Her parents took her to the doctor, and the doctor gave them shocking news. Michelle was pregnant. Her parents were furious. They had big dreams for Michelle, and now those dreams were ruined. When they asked who the father was, Michelle admitted it was Joe. Her parents called Joe and his family to their home, but Joe was confronted. He denied everything. He swore he wasn't the father and humiliated Michelle in front of everyone. Heartbroken and ashamed, her parents told Michelle to leave their house. Samuel overheard the fight. He couldn't bear to see Michelle thrown out with nowhere to go. Even though he wasn't the father, he stepped forward and said, "I'm the father of the baby." Michelle's parents believed him and let Michelle live with Samuel. Though Samuel had just lost his job, he took her to his small house. He worked hard to take care of her, finding another job as a gardener. He provided food and shelter for Michelle, even though she didn't thank him. A few months later, Michelle gave birth to a baby boy. The baby looked exactly like Joe, which reminded Michelle of her pain and betrayal. She refused to take care of the baby, but Samuel, with a kind heart, treated the baby as his own. He told Michelle this baby didn't do anything wrong. He deserves love and care. Even though Samuel did everything to support Michelle, she treated him harshly. Her bitterness grew every day, and her words hurt Samuel deeply. One day, Samuel brought home flowers from the garden where he worked. He handed them to Michelle with a smile and said, "I thought this might cheer you up." Michelle grabbed the flowers, threw them on the ground, and shouted, "Do you think flowers can fix my life? You're nothing but a smelling fool, a dirty gardener." Samuel bent down, picked up the flowers and quietly said, "I'm sorry. I only wanted to make you happy." His voice shook as he walked away, heartbroken. One rainy evening, Samuel came home soaked after working all day in the garden. He was shivering but had managed to buy some bread and milk for dinner. As he walked in, dripping wet, Michelle glared at him. "Look at you!" she yelled. "You're ruining the floor! You're good for nothing! Just a dirty gardener trying to act like a man!" Samuel wiped the floor silently and changed into dry clothes. He prepared dinner and placed the food on the table, but Michelle ate without saying a word of thanks. Another day, Samuel carved a wooden toy for the baby. He spent hours shaping and painting it, hoping to make Michelle smile. When he showed her the toy, she sneered and said, "What is this? This is trash, just like you. Stop pretending, stop! You can't do anything right. You're just a poor gardener." Samuel held the toy tightly as tears filled his eyes. "I just wanted to do something nice for you and the baby," he said quietly before walking away. Even though Michelle treated him cruelly, Samuel never stopped loving her. He worked harder than ever, determined to give her and the baby a better life. He got a job as the head gardener at a prestigious school. His skills were noticed, and soon he was hired by another wealthy client to create beautiful gardens. Over time, he saved money to buy a house in the same wealthy neighborhood where Michelle's parents lived. He also bought a car, hoping to surprise her. One day, Samuel told Michelle about the house and car. She laughed at him and said, "You, a poor gardener, stop dreaming." Samuel smiled and said, "Come with me and I'll show you." When they arrived, Michelle couldn't believe her eyes. The house was big and beautiful, just like the one she had grown up in. Samuel turned to her and said, "Everything I have done for you and the baby. I wanted to give you the life you deserve." For the first time, Michelle saw the depths of Samuel's love. She began to realize how much he had sacrificed for her and the baby. Over time, Michelle's heart softened. She began to see Samuel's love and kindness in a new light. One evening, she handed him the necklace he had once given her and said, "I was wrong. I've been so cruel to you, but you've loved me through everything. I'm sorry." Tears filled Samuel's eyes as he took her hands and said, "I never needed anything in return. I only wanted to see you happy." From that day, their lives changed. Michelle began to love Samuel, and together they raised the baby boy with love and care. The garden Samuel built at their new home became a symbol of their journey, a place where love grew from pain and hope blossomed from sacrifice.